I'm Matt Bichard with REIT.com. Joining me here at NAREIT's headquarters is Nils Kok, Executive Director with the Global Real Estate Sustainability Benchmark. Nils, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, Matt. Good morning.
I know the most recent GRESB survey has come out, and I wanted to ask you, what's been the biggest change or development that you saw in this year's results versus last year?
Well, the results came out 2 weeks ago, September 4th. We released them in Singapore, London, and here in New York. And the biggest change, and that's always where it starts, was the response rate. Because this year, 637 REITs and private equity real estate funds have reported to GRESB, and that's a more than 20% increase in terms of response rate. So we continue to see this uptake in sustainability reporting. Now, of course, we're sitting here at NAREIT. What's important is that in terms of the listed property companies and REITs that are reporting, we've also seen a significant uptake. Specifically in the US, GRESB covers now 53% of the FTSE EPRA NAREIT market cap, and that's in total 37 REITs. That's out of a total of more than 150 companies and funds that report in the US.
And in the results, North America continued to lag some other countries, finishing fourth this year, but continues to make improvements year over year. What do you see as sort of the biggest gap or the biggest ground that companies in the US have to make up?
Yeah, so I always take it from the positive perspective, and that's the significant increase in performance in general of US companies and funds that have reported to GRESB. So, and I wrote it down here, the average score went from 39 to 44. So really a significant increase. Now, ahead of the US is still Australia and Europe, but you also have to zoom in on how listed companies and REITs perform. And what we see there is that REITs strongly outperform private equity real estate funds in this year's benchmark. And we've seen that over the years, but never as pronounced. And this year we really see that listed is significantly better than private. That's driven by a more holistic integration of sustainability in the management of REITs. It's driven by risk assessments as well as improving the efficiency of portfolio and higher reporting standards. So this is not necessarily to say that REITs are better than private, but it's something that we see as a marked result in our survey.
And of course, the GRESB survey not only helps companies around the world benchmark themselves, but it's also really a tool for investors.
Right.
How have you seen sort of investors' attitude and understanding of these sustainability results change over time?
Well, GRESB is driven by institutional investors, whether it's real estate mutual funds, whether it's pension funds or consultants. We've seen a slow but steady uptake of our sustainability data by these large institutional investors. We've seen that large REIT investors like Clarion Securities or Cohen & Steers, but also large pension funds and advisors in the US like a Townsend and Texas Teachers, have started to look at sustainability information and have started to integrate this data into their decision making. That's not to say that the buy and sell decision is going to be based on GRESB data, but it will nudge, for example, a discount rate slightly up or down. So we see slow but steady uptake of this information by institutional real estate and REIT investors. It continues to grow. There's no explosive growth in the number of investors that use the information, but there is an increasing awareness that this is relevant information, that resilience, energy efficiency, sustainability, how you deal with tenants is going to have an impact on both the bottom line as well as your ability to deal with changing preferences in the market, regulatory changes. So we see an uptake, we see increased levels of understanding, and that just continues to grow.
And lastly, if someone's interested in the survey or wants to learn more, where can they get some more information?
Yeah, this year we decided not to actually print hard copy reports, so there's nothing to show you here, but we brought everything online into a public data portal, and I think that's a very informative resource. You can look at how listed actually performs relative to private in the US, in Europe, in Asia. It's all at GRESB.com. You click on results, you can browse there, you'll see the report. It's all at your fingertips.
Nils, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
For more on this and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.